I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for being a Patreon member this year, 2023. I'm so grateful for each and one of you who watches these videos and really takes in the information and appreciates the content that I share with you guys. And so I am so excited for this upcoming 2024 and hoping to create more content through here for you guys. I am working on the predictions for 2024 as well as the calendar for 2024, which I will be distributing to Rava team members free of cost. And this year's calendar for 2024, I'm really excited for because we are going to add a lot more things relating to manifestation. So I'm so excited to share with you guys that calendar as a Rava team member, as a labor of my love to you guys. And of course, I'm going to be uploading as well for the rest of the members of 2024 predictions. So in this video, I'm going to focus on predicting for the month of December, the very last month of 2023. Oh my God, I feel like 2023 has flown by and it has been like 40 years wrapped into one, at least for me. But yeah, I'm so excited. So let's get started. Let's see what transits are coming up for all of us and what to expect. Here are the prediction dates that were the dates of all the signs changing. We're actually going to have a new moon on the 13th in the sign of Sagittarius, in the sign of Scorpio. Sorry about that. It's actually Scorpio. So it's a good time to manifest and set the intention depending what house you have Scorpio in. Then on the 12th, we have Mercury going retrograde in Sagittarius, Sun entering Sagittarius, Venus enters Scorpio. This month is all about Scorpio, Sagittarius. Then December 27th, Mars enters Sagittarius, 28th, Mercury retrograde re-enters Scorpio. And then on December 30th, Jupiter finally goes direct in the sign of Aries. Okay, so the month of December, it's not a bad month for you guys. In fact, it's actually a pretty decent month, especially in relationships. Like things are getting a lot better in terms of your relationships. If things were a little bit shaky for the last 2 years, now is the time when things get a lot better. Venus is in your 7th house almost all month until like the tail end of it. So things are looking up in terms of your marriage, your contracts, your business, your business relationships. This could also be a time when maybe your resources are really being reevaluated and you might receive some kind of sudden money. Just be careful driving this month, especially, or be careful doing things that are like very risky. Like don't take too many risks because you're gonna have a lot of planets in your 8th house this month, at least the beginning of the month, until, especially with Mars and Sun there in your 8th house. So if you're having like digestive issues, this may be why, but regardless, it's a good time to like manifest sudden income coming to you from unexpected sources, like just money flowing and abundant towards you is a great month for that. That especially the first half of the month, your ascendant rulers are in the 8th house. So a lot of your focus is going towards your family and your resources this month. Then Mercury goes retrograde in your 9th house of luck and travel. And maybe some of you are learning something or having to revisit something that you learned in the past, or you might be going back to like a traveling, or if you plan some kind of travel and like back in the summertime, this could be the time when you actually take that travel initiative. Some of you also this month might be having to revisit something around your resources after, like if you make big purchases this month, you might have to revisit like whatever you signed off on, like after the 28th of December. And 1 second. Thing that the okay, 1 second. Aries rising, Aries moons need to really watch out for is Rahu being in the 12th house, the ruler in your first. So there could be a lot of expenses that are really high for the next year and a half, really. But especially this month, sudden like events can unfold where you have to spend a lot of money. It could be related to family, it could be related to many things. But For sure, or taking really good care of your health is very important. However, once Jupiter goes direct on the 30th, things are going to begin to like move forward for you, especially in your relationships. This is a really good month for that, for transforming your relationship and for the energy of partnership to improve and get better, especially after Jupiter goes direct after the 30th and beginning of next year. Now, Mercury will remain in your 8th house even into the beginning of next year. So it's important for you from now until the 12th to really check like what you're writing, check like any paperwork at work as well, in your finances, just double check everything, because Mercury retrograde can make things fall apart, especially like electricity. Something with electricity can go like haywire around the retrograde period. But regardless, you might be learning something really important, or like luck is on your side ultimately during this retrograde. You might be getting help at the beginning of the retrograde until the 28th, help from like a parent, and really solidifying, like finally feeling like you're getting support in some way from your family. Now we're off to the next sign, which is Taurus. This is a very heavy energy this month in terms of your partnerships, your relationships, and how you relate to others, to the outside world. The first half of the month, the energy is mainly focused on your partnerships, how you're being treated by others, how others are treating you. People may be directing like aggressive energy towards you, or you may be getting like opportunities to go out more than usual, so that's a good thing. Or maybe like you're feeling like all eyes are on you, and you're really having to like put up a front in terms of like your partnerships and in terms of how you relate to others. So be kind to others, make sure you're not too aggressive with how you treat other people. Also take care of your health first half of the month, because it's almost like it's your routine. You're wanting to have like a really good routine, a really good health regimen, but it keeps getting interrupted because so many people like want your energy, want more of you, are needing you, or are constantly calling you, or like having to be here, be there, etc. So it is a good thing, it's a busy month for the most part. And then also like it could feel like your partners want more of you, your relationships. If you're not in a relationship, this is a good time to pour your energy towards your partnerships. You might get like a little bit of a glow up in relationships, and also in yourself too, because it's looking at your ascendant. And then especially your health, it's important for you to like re-energize your health after like the last 2 years of like really having to push hard towards having like a strong health regimen. But then your Mercury will go retrograde in your 8th house of resources. So this could be a time when you're really reevaluating your resources in life, like your money, your finances, having to like look at all the small little details of things that you've missed in the past. So it's really important for you to be very focused in your like how you're spending your money. Don't let your energy or your money leak, because you can encounter people from all over the place like trying to leak your energy. So be careful with that. The new moon is on December 13th, and it's happening in your 7th house of partnerships and other people. So it's a really good time to set a really good intention for the next 6 months to have a good, strong partnership, a marriage, relationships. If you're single, it's a beautiful time to manifest a relationship. Set the intention, because you have a lot of energy going on with your relationships. So set the intention of having better relationships, of finding like a stable partnership. It's a really great month for that. I can't stress that anymore, especially during the new moon. And then you're going to reap the rewards of that throughout the next 6 months, but especially like around June, end of May. So set the intention for that. And then when Mercury goes retrograde, it'll first be in your 8th, and then it goes back into your 7th house. So at this time, maybe you can hear from past lovers, or maybe you can try to make situations from the past right. If problems from the past arise, like with family members or with people in general, just put it to rest. There's no need to rehash it. There's no need to go there. Just forgive and move on, because there could be things from the past, like conversations from the past that others feel like they need to have with you, when really it doesn't really matter anymore, because it's like things from the past. You can let that go, and you can move forward in life and be forgiving, most of all, without holding grudges, and just move forward so that you don't like create more karma around communication, relationships, and things. Double check the work that you do. And yeah, like this is not a bad month for you at all. like at all. It's a really good month. And then after the 30th, Jupiter goes direct in your 12th house. So this can mean like finally moving forward in terms of like maybe you've had a lot of like expenses really high, or maybe even this month you might feel called towards, especially after second half of the month, towards expenditures, towards buying things, or transforming yourself, even transforming your friendships and your wishes. And around the full moon, which let me see when it's happening. Give me 1 second. Full moon may be reaping the rewards of the intentions that you set back in June around your finances and around your sense of stability. Sense of stability in terms of a wish fulfillment, and in terms of love, or in terms of career and relationship. You might be getting this month the recognition that you've been waiting for from others that you maybe were not receiving prior. So it's a good month overall. Just watch like your driving, especially with all the planets that you'll have in the 8th house. Off to the next sign, which is Gemini. Taurus, now we're off to the next sign, which is Gemini. Gemini moon. So first half of the month, you're going to have Mercury going retrograde in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So this is going to bring up a lot of matters from the past that deal with your relationships, your friendships, maybe issues from the past that you had buried around your friendships can come up at this time. You're also going to have a full moon on the 25th over your ascendant. So think about whatever you were trying to manifest back in July when you set the intention, when you had the new moon in your 1st house back like around July 17th, around there was a new moon during this period. So this month, the first half of the month, is majorly focused on your health, getting your health in order, getting your routines in order, wanting to transform your sense of health and routines. And then the second half of the month, the focus shifts into your relationships. So partnerships, old relationships, maybe past lovers can start to reach out to you, or if you're in a partnership, in a marriage, trying to rehash old problems that you had set aside. The ruler is Jupiter, also retrograde in the 11th house. So maybe you're going to receive some kind of communication from past lovers. You're going to receive some kind of communication from maybe past friends, or receive some kind of gains from the past that were owed to you that possibly you did not get. There's a time when you can see some gains from the past coming into your life, or you can receive some good news or good manifestations that you were expecting from a while ago, but you didn't really get. Some kind of love connection can also happen for you at this time, whether that's increase in love, especially first half of the month, increase in love. After a period of the last 2 years of having to let go of love connections, there could be an increase in that, or a new partnership, or just like a renewal in your relationships. Also with your children, if you have children, this is a time when you're renewing your connection with your children, but you have to be extra cautious with your health this month, and making sure that you're taking care of your health, you're changing your routines. Anything that hasn't been working, you're going to want to take action towards that. Maybe having a new health regimen that's going to be important for you. There could be a sense of still dissatisfaction, discontent with the relationship that you have with your mother, or your home life, or even just like the structure of your home. There's a sense of not wanting to be there because you're wanting something bigger and something stronger in terms of your career. This is a month of some career success as well. So you can see some things start to happen or move in terms of your career. If you were waiting for that, this could be the month for that. But this is a major month that's focused on partnerships, on hashing out communication issues in relationships and in partnerships and in friendships, on wish fulfillments and manifestations around love and around creativity. If you own your own business, this is a good month of possibly getting old clients to come back, or just like taking into account things that you've done in the past that didn't work for you, and now you're going to do them differently. So paying attention to the details of how you run your business, and whatever that wasn't working in the past is going to come to the surface now, so that you can run it in a different manner. This is also a really good period for you in terms of overcoming any kind of enemies. You're going to have like a lot of competitive streak to you. Just make sure you treat everyone with compassion, and when you communicate, you do it from a sensible way and not from an aggressive, action-driven manner. Now we're off to the next sign, which is Cancer. Cancer moons, this month is going to be finally the month that things start to look better for you in terms of your career and in terms of your work environment and relationships. So this is a month when you begin to feel a lot more at peace at home and in the sense of your happiness. So happiness is going to improve a little bit more this month. So Mercury goes retrograde in your 6th house is going to force you to really re-examine and reestablish your communication at work and your work environment in general. So this is going to be a period that the focus will start in your creativity and your relationships, romantic and home life, redecoration, first half of the month, maybe wanting to feel more comfort in your home, spending a lot of time at home, wanting to spend a lot of time at home with your mother, just like at home in general, or maybe a change of vehicles or something like that. Then second half of the month, you're working more on your work environment. Maybe if you have been unhappy up until now at work, this could be the month when you either find happiness or something from the past comes up, like an opportunity from the past or something from the past, like comes up where you hash things out and you begin to find new routines in your work environment that make it a little bit more tolerable, or just altogether find a new work situation or change in career paths. This could be also the month when you get the aha moment that you needed to get in terms of what you need to do in your career life to make it a better career, to make it a happier career, to just make things a lot better. Career just has been, been really rough. Like you feel like you're doing a lot more work than you should be doing, or you're taking on a lot more responsibility, not necessarily getting the results of it. But this month, it's almost like happiness is going to begin slowly but surely return to you after a period of a lot of not darkness, but a lot of like difficulty and transformation at work. Watch your health and make sure you're taking care of your everyday environment, your health, your bodies, as well as make sure you're not too rough and like assertive in your relationships. Instead, keep calm and know that everything is going to work out in the end, because this is a really good month of also gains in terms of like your health. If you're struggling with your health, is a month when you figure things out and just like gain, especially around the full moon that will happen on, the full moon is happening on the 25th of December. The full moon is happening in your 12th house. So a lot of you're going to get the ideas, or things are going to surface up, aha moments that you needed to get in order to have a better work environment, and also how to take care of your health. Then the new moon is happening in your 5th house. So it's a really good time to set an intention for the next 6 months and the new moon is happening on December 13th, to set a really good intention for better love relationships, more happiness with your loved ones, just having better connections and relationships overall. This is a good month to settle things in terms of competition or in terms of litigation, if you had any. Now we're off to the next sign, which is Leo. Moon. So this month is a month where you can think back at what was going on in your life around July, because you're going to get a wish fulfillment in terms of that, especially around the full moon on the 25th in Gemini in your 11th house. And there's going to be a new moon in your 4th house. So it's a really good month to focus on real estate, on relocation, on your home life. First half of the month, you're focusing on really channeling your courage, your communication, and your happiness at home with your mother. This could be a time when you're taking a lot of action towards your home life, but there could be some good outcomes that come out of your home situation, your home environment, maybe relocation, maybe real estate matters, or vehicle matters. This could be also a month when your relationships improve, or you're really focused in on your relationships. Perhaps a past connection or a past life connection, or somebody from your past may come back into your life at this time, or you may just feel a lot more lucky and a lot more settled in your communication with your loved ones. This could be a month when you're rethinking how you communicate, or looking at details from the past and maybe coming to terms or having aha moments around working or around your belief systems at work, or in your business, if you own your own business, it's really important this month to really pay attention to the details of any paperwork that you get done, because Mercury is sitting in your 5th house retrograde. Then towards the end of the month, Mercury retrogrades back into your 4th house of home. So something from your home or something around home is going to come up again this month for you, second half of the month, possibly around your happiness and your sense of happiness and your innermost self. This could be a time when you're focusing a lot on your home environment and on your happiness. So it's good to also look at your career life and pay attention to that as well. When you can have some ego clashes with your loved ones or with your mother or with your partner. So it's very important to have compassion in your communication with others and not too much ego involved or too much aggression at this time. So your courage can also be something that you're working on, especially after the last 2 years of having feeling like detached from communication or from your neighbors. Now this is a time period when you're going to maybe create strong bonds in your neighborhood or with your neighbors, or even create stronger bonds in your communication and in your sense of courage. So this is a month when the action that you take is going to be well received by others around you, especially when you communicate or teach about your views of the world and your views and philosophy. You're going to gain a lot of luck in that, with especially if you work with foreigners or with people from a different culture than you. So teaching might be something that's strong for you this month, as well as your home environment, your mother, and or your partnerships and relationships. You can get a lot of invitations this month around friendships or around like love connections or dates. Maybe if you're single, you can be dating a lot this month. If you're in a relationship, this could be a month when you're really focusing on rehashing old matters in order to bring them to the surface and sort of like let them go, especially after Mercury goes retrograde on the 12th. These are all the dates. And then on the 28th, when it re-enters Scorpio, is going to be dealing more to do with your happiness and rehashing things around that. Make sure that you're paying close attention to your work environment, because you might be getting a lot of like aggression directed at you from others. Now we're off to the next sign, which is Virgo. Virgo moon. So last month, you could have been feeling like a big rush of like detachment from your sense of self. Now, Venus has entered your 2nd house. So a lot of your attention is going towards your wealth, your family, and your sense of stability. Possibly a lot of you can feel like saving at this time. So there's going to be some saving that goes on for you this month, first half of the month of December. So maybe you want to spend more time with your friends and your comfort saving. Then the focus goes from your courage and your friendships and your immediate neighborhood towards your home life and family life, towards your home life and your career. So Mercury is going to go retrograde in your 4th house of home. So this is a time when maybe your mom may require more from you, or you might be wanting to learn new aspects of your beliefs or rewire your belief systems around your resources, around your home. Maybe some of you may be thinking about real estate, relocation, redecoration in your home, 2nd half of the month. First half of the month, you're going to be really focused on your willpower, your strength, and making yourself and finding courage in whatever transformation you've been undergoing. Then this is also a time period during the full moon on the 25th that you focus on rewiring your career goals. What do you want out of your career life, and what do you want out of your home life, and how are the two making a difference for you? How are the two opposing each other? If you've been thinking about a new career change or a new business or a business idea, this is a time when that's going to be very evident. So if you set the intention back in July around career growth and around a change of work environment, this could be a time when you finally take that step forward towards it. Or during the new moon that's happening in Scorpio in your 3rd house, you're going to find the courage to take action towards your dreams or towards the things that you've been manifesting. Because maybe you're being a little bit high strung right now towards your friendships or towards your communication. So you need to be very cautious as to how you self-express and how you communicate with others, because you can be a little bit harsh with your words, with your speech, with your communication, maybe your neighbors even. So This is a good period to take action. This is a very action driven period, especially first half of the month. And when Mercury goes back into the sign of Scorpio around retrograde, back into the sign of Scorpio on the 28th, you're going to be revisiting something that you started the beginning of this month or possibly like around June. So make sure that you keep all your ducks in a row in terms of like your communication, that you're not like saying things you're going to regret later, because you're going to have to like reassess that. A period when you decide to take like little short travels or short trips, just make sure that you're being very careful and keeping like all your documents are in order. Because with that Mars Sun combustion, there could be incidents when, you know, something's missed or something like that, or delays to some extent. Maybe in your workplace, things have been a little bit rough or a little bit delayed. You know, that might get better now this month. Is when driving, like make sure you're paying attention to your driving, your car, doing the oil change or anything that it might need. Not that anything's gonna happen, just like, you know, pay attention to it. Then Jupiter goes direct in your 8th house, and you're gonna see that your resources are going to begin increasing this month, because you've had some difficulties in terms of your resources and your everyday life, where you've had to learn lessons around how you view your resources. It's important for you to take really good care of your prioritize yourself this month and your own health, especially, you know, for the next 1.5 years with the transit of K2 South Node on your ascendant, Rahu in your 7th house. Now we're off to the next sign, which is Libra. Libra rising, Libra moons. This month has a really positive energy for you. You have Venus on your ascendant. The ruler of Venus is on your ascendant, and Jupiter's going direct in your 7th house. So any issues with the relationships that you've had up until now are going to become better. Any conflicts that you've had around points of view in your partnerships are going to get better. Your health is also improving at this time. This is a really beautiful month when you might decide that you want to like take care of your physical appearance, do something beautiful to yourself, and also savings are going to be important. Be careful with like the way that you speak to others, like your speech, because you can be a little bit aggressive or a little bit harsh in the way that you're saying things or in your words, especially first half of the month. Then second half of the month, then Mercury goes retrograde in your 3rd house of willpower strength. So some kind of communication with your siblings or just like with your immediate circle or with your friends. So you might have to rehash something or have a difficult conversation from the past with a lover or with your spouse, most importantly your spouse. Maybe children, if you have any, they could be something around their communication or how they express themselves can come up. Maybe how you express yourself is you're going to rethink how you express yourself. And then after the 28th, Mercury retrograde re-enters your 2nd house. So if you were planning something with your family in the past, this could be the time when it happens, or you're just going to have more exposure to your family or to your finances or to your sense of stability, or wanting to become more stable, and you're wanting to save money or just spend more time with family or in your comfort zone. This can also mean spending more time with your spouse or finally getting the support from others that you've been wanting all this time. You're finally going to get it this month. So it's a good month for the Libras. Enjoy it and make the best of it. Now we're off to the next sign, which is Scorpio. Scorpio moons, a lot of this energy for especially first half of the month is all on you and your action and in your drive, how you perceive yourself, how you take action. Expenses can still be a little bit high, or you're just wanting to spend more time in like in your comforts, like bed pleasures, or even discovering things about yourself that you were unaware of before, or just like maybe you're finding comforts in your routine as well. If you have been reevaluating and rethinking the way that you do your routines, your work environment, this could be a time when you get like an aha moment and things resurface where you finally take action. This is a very action-driven month. The ruler of your ascendant is on your ascendant, and so is Sun. So you're like re-energizing yourself this month and regaining your strength. This is a really good month for you, in fact. And then Mercury is going retrograde in your 2nd house, which is going to bring up a lot of a lot of old conversations around stability, finances, savings, home, and your loved ones. So maybe you're having to spend a lot of money on your loved ones this month, or you're just spending a lot of money in general for your love connections or for your relationships or for some, like a special family member, or just like spending a lot of money this month on the things that bring you pleasure and for the people that bring you pleasure, or for your spouse especially. It's not a negative thing. Go ahead and, spend it if you have it. But savings maybe your savings are coming up for you, or you're having to have like an important conversation around something from the past. So let the past go, sort of put it to rest. It doesn't really affect you. Learn whatever lessons you need to learn around your stability, self-worth, and your finances and your savings. Learn those lessons, because after the 30th, Jupiter is going to go direct, and whatever you've been thinking about your work environment and your daily routine is going to now feel like you're moving forward in your decision around that. Your partnerships and relationships are also going to be or your love life is also going to be very important this month. You're going to have a full moon happening in your in your 8th house of resources. So resources and stability and family are going to be a really important topic for you this month, where you're really trying to balance and find out like what brings you stability, what brings you the happiness, and what brings you the most resources. Maybe you receive some kind of manifestation around a sudden event or sudden money that you were expecting back in July, and now you get the rewards of that. But something can come to the surface at this time, like some kind of news around your family or around your siblings or around your communication with your family members can come to the surface right now. They can be a little bit shocking, or just like you weren't expecting that sort of thing. But it doesn't have to be negative. It's just like communication. You have to be careful what you say, what you communicate to your family members, or check your work extra hard, check everything. And then have mid-month, after the 28th or towards the end of the month, Mercury goes retrograde back into your first house. So it's like everything that you have been planning about your savings and finances, now you're going to be directed towards yourself. Maybe going back to an old look, or an old way of communicating with others, or an old way of viewing things. And on the 24th, Venus enters your first house, and that's just really good. That's really good because you're going to have Mercury and Venus in your first house. So you're going to be working a lot on your sense of happiness, or on your beauty, maybe changing your look, maybe feeling much more stable in your partnerships and your relationships, maybe getting into a new relationship, or may hear communication from an old relationship, or just like letting things go to feel happier and to feel more beautiful within yourself as well. Then this can also be a month when you are you're directing your energy towards your loved ones pretty much all month. Then the new moon is happening in your first house as well. So this is a time to set the intention for the next 6 months around your sense of self, your identity, self-care, how you love yourself, how you show up in the world, how you want others to view you, having better relationships as well. So it's a really good month for the Scorpio risings and moons. Now we're off to the next sign, which is Sagittarius. Sagittarius moon. So first half of the month, the focus is going to be on your expenses. You can have really high expenses at this time, or just wanting to spend more time, like, isolated at home, not being seen. Then second half of the month, you're wanting to be seen more, or you're wanting to spend more time with friends. This could be a month when you decide to view your partnerships in a different manner, or you're going to have a full moon in your 7th house of relationships and marriage on the 25th of December. Is going to close out a cycle that began back in July. So think about what was happening in your relationships back then, because Mercury is also going to be retrograde at this time in your first house. Well, it's going to be in your 12th when the full moon happens. Oh no, it's going to be in your first house. So it's like you're completing a cycle. So things from the past can come up for you this month, like somebody, like a communication from a past lover, or like just like business relationships, or just like the way that you communicate. Somebody can bring back up like old beliefs that you've had that maybe come back to like be rehashed or to bite you in the butt. Doesn't mean that it's going to be like that, but just make sure you're checking everything, double checking everything that you say, or your communication, or things that are hidden. Make sure that you're not like hiding things from others, because secrets can be revealed this month. And then towards the end of the month, Mercury retrograde goes back into your 12th house. So it's like almost as if your focus goes back into from introspection. It goes to from isolation, introspection, first half of the month, then you go into wanting to be seen. And then from wanting to be seen, you go back to wanting to isolate. But your connections are going to get better this month. Also, your love relationships, a wish fulfillment can happen this month around that. Then you're going to have a new moon happening in your 12th house. This is a time when you can set the intention of just like releasing any limiting beliefs that you're having, that's keeping you stuck. So it's a good time, especially around relationships, love, business. It's a good time for that. Then your home, it's like you're wanting to change your home in some way or your happiness, because however you're after the end of the month, like December 30th, Jupiter goes direct in your 5th house. So you're going to have the clarity that you need, that you've been working on, your beliefs around children or around relationships or around love. Now we're off to the next sign, which is Capricorn. Rising Capricorn moon. So first half of the month, your focus is going to be on your career and making your career life better, making your career life or your presence or the way that you show up in your image a lot more pleasant. Maybe getting some kind of blow up or upgrade this month in your career or in your image in general. Then some kind of wish fulfillment or gains, like money gains as well as friendship gains, can happen for you this month. There's a new moon happening over your 11th house you're on December 13th. So set the intention of receiving gains, receiving money, receiving manifestations for the next 6 months in your career or in your friendships, or just like money in general, or in your relationships, love as well, and creativity. Business, if you own your own business, is a good time to set the intention for that. Then second half of the month, a lot of the energy goes towards your 12th house, isolation, or maybe traveling, or maybe something around communication in your isolation. Or if you're traveling, be careful with like your documents. Make sure you have all the documents in order. Make sure that you're something around a reversal or having to go back on a document when it comes to home, or when it comes to your sense of happiness, something around isolation or 12th house matters that deals with your home as well, as connected to your home life. Now you're going to have to rehash that. You're going to have to go back to it. It could also deal with your career. So having to go back or having to revise or revisit the way that you communicated or documents, or some kind of issue or some kind of situation around career, home, and secrets or travel or foreign land, things like that. This could be a time when some of you may be traveling to foreign land if you had that planned, or a time when your home may need more of you, and therefore your home life may need more of you, and therefore you're having to let go of plans, or you're wanting to isolate, but you're being asked to show yourself, or you're being asked to come out of isolation. Then your home life, your views around that have changed for the last few months. Once Jupiter goes direct on December 30th in your 4th house of home, you're going to have a lot more clarity as to what you want to do that brings you the most happiness. Then Mercury goes retrograde back into your 11th house. So a wish fulfillment. So maybe after Mercury goes retrograde on the 28th, on the 12th in your 12th house, you could feel like expenses are going up, a sense of loss. But then once Mercury goes back into your 11th house, you're going to gain again. You're going to wish fulfillments again. But second half of the month can be a little bit expensive, or it can be a little bit transformative in some ways. Not a bad month. It's just a month of a lot of things from the past coming to the surface. Just be careful with your communication and the things that make you happy, and really take it into account and reevaluate that. Then the full moon is happening in your 6th house of work environment. So think about what was happening back in July, because you're going to have to revisit that at this time, because Mercury is going to be right opposite of that full moon completion in your 12th house. So you're going to have to revisit something that deals with work around the full moon, which will be on the 25th of December. And now we're off to the next sign, which is Aquarius. Aquarius moons. This is a month when you're going to first half of the month, the focus is on your maybe your belief systems or wanting to express your beliefs in some way, having the courage to finally take action towards that, or communication, wanting to teach something, or your parents even, or even travel. You might be traveling first half of the month. Then Mercury, you're gonna have a full moon in your fifth house of relationships. So think about what was going on back in July when you set the intention around partnerships, your loved ones, relationships, children, because this could be a time when that completes a cycle. Then you're going to have Mercury going retrograde in your 11th house of gain. So something from the past, a communication from the past, an old lover can come back into your life or have a conversation with you, closure, or rehash things. It could be a time when you decide that you want to meet up with old friends, or you might be gaining something from friendships and from your connections at this time. Then also you're focusing a lot on your career this month, first half of the month especially. So you might be neglecting a little bit your happiness or feeling exhaustion, not like you can't really focus much on your home environment because you're so focused on your image and on your career. Make sure you're not taking too much action and too much of your energy is going towards your career that you have no time left to like relax. Then towards the end of the month, Mercury goes retrograde back into your 10th house. This could be a time when things from the past need to be rehashed in your career. So be careful what you're saying, be careful how you're taking action, be careful how your ego is, and you're not clashing with others in some way, because you have like a really strong sense of willpower right now, and you're just wanting to take action and wanting to like be seen a lot. And so that just double check your work, double check everything before you take any action. Not a bad month. It's just a month where you might feel inclined towards being seen, and it might come off egotistical to some. But second half of the month, when Mercury goes retrograde back into your 10th house, you're going to have to revisit an old conversation around your home life, your mother, or around your career. Possibly people are wanting more of you, wanting you to do more than you can take. So be careful with that. Or maybe something you've done in the past, like a conversation that you had in the past now comes back around. Leave the past in the past, just forgive and forget and to move forward, because there's no need to like rehash things that were buried, and or maybe secrets can come to light in terms of career life at this time. After around the end of the month, then Jupiter goes direct in your third house of willpower and strength, looking at your 9th house. So this could be a really good time, a really good period for you in terms of like your siblings. They can be doing really good in life, or you might just hear some good news from your neighbors. So if you were looking into real estate or into moving or into taking a short trip, or you've had a change of heart when it comes to your views in life, then this could be a really good month when you finally get the clarity and expansion around your relationships, because luck is on your side, and around your wish fulfillments as well. This is not a bad month for you. It's a good month. Now we're off to the last sign, which is Pisces. Pisces rising, Pisces moon. So ruler of your 7th house is going retrograde in your 10th house of career. So there may be some clashes after the 12th around, or certain things that are servicing in terms of like how much time you're spending at work, how much time you're spending with your loved ones, how much time if you own your own business, maybe like your image, how you portray yourself. You have to be extra careful with the things that you do, the things that you say in your career life, the things that you're preaching. Make sure they're matching like who you are. This could be a time when things from the past come back up for you in terms of your relationships and your happiness and home life. Maybe some of you were thinking about relocating back in July. This could be a month when you finally do it. Or you've been thinking about changing careers. This could be a month when you finally get the strength to do it. Or something around your home life and how others view you. Your image is changing this month. You're going back to something from the past, or an image that you've had in the past, or an old job situation, or an old way of viewing your career can also be the case right now. This can also be a period when you're wanting to save more, and you're finally getting the clarity as to what you want in order to feel more at peace and more stable in with your finances and also with your family, especially after the end of the month when Jupiter goes direct in your second house, because you've been really reevaluating your resources the last few months and your family life the last few months. So now you're going to move forward with that, with the new perspective that you have and the new set of views that you have around your stability, your worth, your family life. Also, 8th house Venus, currently your resources are something that you're really, or wanting to learn something new and get deep into knowledge, get deep into the occult and into information, hidden information, or just like transforming yourself big time right now, transforming your finances. If you were waiting for some kind of settlement, some kind of like payout in terms of like your investments, this could be a time when you receive it. If then the new moon is happening in your 10th house, this could be a time when and it's happening on the new moon is happening on the 13th of December. This could be a time when you set the intention of having a happier home environment and a better career situation. The ruler of your ascendant is going direct, so end of the month. So it's really good moving forward energy. You have Rahu, the North Node, in your first house. So you're really like taking action. Your drive is really moving forward. You're feeling more stable, you're feeling more secure, and your confidence is just going to increase more and more, getting your wishes fulfilled as well. Then maybe some of you could be traveling first half of the month, or just like wanting to express yourself and express what you believe and your views in some way or another, and you're going to be able to do that. Then Mercury, mid-month, Mercury, or towards the end of the month, on the 28th, Mercury goes back into your 9th house, so it's going to force you to like discuss things from the past, discuss like maybe have conversations that you probably buried with your parents or in your work environment, or maybe just like secrets or things that you kept really hidden. Communication around that might come to the surface so that you can express yourself better. Mercury retrogrades are always difficult for you in your relationships. This one is no different, because it's like you're really having to cut off and reevaluate what brings you happiness and what makes your relationship stronger. With Ketu being in your 7th house and the ruler going retrograde, it's like if you're not being authentic and true to what you want out of your partnerships, they're not going to make it. They're not going to survive it, because you're really focused on yourself, and your partnerships need to be something that pushes you outward into your purpose, not something that holds you back. And if it's holding you back, then this might be something that you want to reconsider at this time, because your relationships, your home, and your career are all interconnected. And if something is in conflict or something hasn't really been discussed, that's really going to become very evident this month, and you're going to have to take really make really strong and really concise decisions. This could be a time also when you might feel like having a more spiritual connection with your spouse and letting go of things from the past that weren't serving you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this monthly overview. I'm going to soon post the yearly, so stay tuned for that. Bye.